us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
And close to ready. Oh shit, how am I gonna get that to her? Okay, this is what I can do. Okay. Give me a second. I told somebody I would send them the link. But now I've got to send the link to me because I don't have their phone number on there and I haven't texted them before. So now I go to WhatsApp, me. Okay. Sorry, guys and gals. Link copied. Recent phone calls. Messaging. Messages. Always. And paste. There we go. Okay. You got it there. We got it there. Now I just need to share on Facebook. Anybody here yet? Hey, hi Amber. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy. All right. You know, I don't want to say it's weird, but it kind of is. We've got more people joining the grassroots, and it's just these young new people. Well, I shouldn't say young, they're younger than me. That need some freaking help, man. I was just talking to a girl. She's like, I've been looking for a sponsor since July. I'm like, you need to get into our meetings. You need to hang out with us because you'll accidentally get a sponsor hanging out with us. We don't let people flail around. Yeah, we had a great meeting. I had a great meeting. I was always supposed to have an hour with the executive director of Adams County Behavioral Health, but we met for an extra 15 minutes. We were talking about some personal stuff. She has some things going on in her life. She's very much affected by drugs and alcohol. You were like, well, she might be here in a second. So she said she'd come to this. I can't find my finger brace. And my wrist is going back out again. Now I'm just going to be wearing braces all over the place, right? We need to have a place by January. It's been mandated. And October. All right. Well, let's do this here. Before I get started here, let's go ahead and do this. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. This live is different from most of the other lives you see. I don't give a fuck about hearts. I don't care about likes. I don't care about popularity. As long as we're helping somebody, I don't pick my nose with this finger. I pick it with this one. Okay. Have you ever noticed this finger is the exact same size as your nostril? You ever notice that? And we have fun here. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you. The way it works here is I share my experience, strength, and hope. If you have a different experience, we want to hear about it. We do. We want to hear about it. Hello, S. Holmes. Ho, ho, ho. Mr. Holmes. Hi, Sean. That's Sean. There's one other person that we're going to make it. We'll see if they can get here. Maybe it doesn't quite. Well, I sent them the YouTube and it's marked unsafe on YouTube. So if you have children, yeah, you ain't going to find mine. You ain't going to find mine. All right. This is what it comes down to. The detox is coming. And Dion now is smack dab in the middle of it. Not just detox. Not just detox, but treatment too. We're going to do treatment. I got the money coming for it. Oh, hi, assholes. Or S. Holmes. Hi, S. Holmes. You're such an S. Holmes. And we have fun here, if I didn't already say it. You gotta. Or I'm not going to be able to keep your attention. See, you're only going to listen to me for 10 to 12 minutes. I know that. And that's long. And even then, that's long. 8 minutes, maybe. So every now and then, I'm off course often. And I do it on purpose because you'll start fading off and, oh, did I miss a joke? Did I miss a joke? What's going on? And now I got you again. See, it's a little trick that we do here. Anyway, not only that, but I got in contact with a person. Okay, she runs the coffee shop at Adams County, and they take a lot of their proceeds and they are teaching youth how to sew and basic life skills. Okay, underprivileged youth, and they get their coffee from Boyers. Well, Boyers is where I'm going to go. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Boyers where I'm going to go, and they're going to give us coffee for the houses for free. You watch. See, Bill Boyer died with over 40 years sober. I was an employee there. See, now all these things are coming together. But not only do we get to, okay, well, I'm going to be part of the process of the location. But they said, hey, Dion, we need to hear from everybody. Can you help us with that? And I'm like, yeah. What you need to do is you need to make up a flyer saying what you need to say with a little QR code that leads to a questionnaire. Okay, before that questionnaire happens, we're going to make the questionnaire. That'll be us. Then I'm going to take it to all these AA clubs and groups, and people can do it, and we'll make it even so you can be anonymous. But we need to hear from you. I don't care if it was in Colorado or not. We need to know, right? Because we can avoid other pitfalls. Okay, that'll help us determine how it needs to be set up. Please vote for sugar in a smoking area, but we may not be able to pull off the smoking area, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. Because the location. I'm so happy about this. The big problem I have is this: the gap between detox and treatment. It's bullshit. It pisses me off, and it just shouldn't happen. Even AA is like, oh, let's do bridge the gap. I'm like, oh, yay, we're going to do bridge the gap between treatment and AA. What? No, that's the wrong gap to fill. That's the wrong gap. No. So, there's an old hospital off 84th and Federal. The lower level, the emergency area. We're looking at that being detox. But we got a whole fucking building. So what's going to happen if you decide to go to treatment? Well, we're going to do this is what I told them. I said, we do recovery equity, and that treatment center will be for everyone. And it doesn't matter if you're from Skid Row. It doesn't matter if you have 3 cars in the garage. You're going to the same treatment center. And that's where we meet the needs and we help out. Okay? But it's all going to be in one place. So if you're in detox and you decide that you want to go to treatment, we got you. Why are people leaving? Why are people leaving? Because they want to hear the joy in life. I'm getting to this is all the joy in life, my friends. And it says I'm down to one person on so yeah, I'm just not going to believe that number. How about that? All right, let's get to it. That's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. If you want to know more, let me know. The other thing on that is she gave me her personal cell phone number. She gave me her personal cell phone number, and she is now my point of contact. In other words, she was saying, you're bugging my employees way too much. That's what she was saying. But now I know the arenas. See, I didn't know the arenas. Now I know where to go to do what it is that I need to get done. That's what we need to do. All right. So this is actually a Bernard Shaw poem that I was listening to. I'm like, this is it. And it is, so I'm going to read this, and it's very much us. This is the true joy in life. Being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one. And this caught my eye because of what I'm doing right now. It's a big thing, man. I've had to fight the state. I've had to do a lot of things. Okay. The Attorney General's office is not, they do not want this. But that's okay because I've made a petition to remove the, I've made a petition to remove them. I filed a case. Yes, I did. Okay. But let's get more into AA and things like that. It's probably why everybody's like, at least say something like good job, excited, something. So I know you're here. Because of the present moment, I feels like only one person is here and I ran everybody off. I hope not, because it would be, it would feel kind of bad that something good is going on. You didn't want to hear it. I can tell you right now, that's my PTSD talking. All right. So don't worry about it. Being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one. Being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. The world is not going to make you happy. For us, this goes back to emotional sobriety. And for us, emotional sobriety is very much, what are the different types of sobriety? Because you actually deal with 4 different types, and all of these can bring joy. Okay. So let's first let's go look up the definition of joy and see what it says, because we're probably right, but maybe there's a word in there that will make you think of something else. God, there's a lot of I's in here. Where is J's? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. All right. Not many. There's jaundice. Jaundice is in here. Jitters, John Barleycorn, but not joy. What's the definition of joy?
Here's the definition of joy: a feeling of great pleasure and happiness.
A feeling of great pleasure and happiness. I felt shame that I ever had joy in his discomfort or pain. That's a verb. Okay. Nope. Wasn't in there. Believe it or not. I know, weird, huh? It's like these every words in AA language and they're not in there. So that's all right. What is the full meaning of joy? A feeling of great pleasure or happiness that comes from success, good fortune, or a sense of well-being. So the only way I can really experience joy is by putting action into helping somebody else. It's the only way that Dion really feels joy. I don't want him to talk for you, but you're human, you're alcoholic, and that's kind of how it works. Yeah. Yeah, it is happy, joyous, and free, right? Joy's in there quite a lot. So I'm saying if you want to make a little bit of money, man, rewrite that. And yeah, I mean, it was clear how much work they put into it, and you bought it. See, thank you, Amber, for backing me on that. We don't know these words. We don't know them. An alcoholic doesn't know these words until we experience them, and then we understand. Then we get it, right? So, but I have found that the only time I get joy, like right now, I'm feeling joy. I feel joyous. I'm happy, but I'm not elated. Joy means I'm happy, but I've got serenity that I can see it for what it is. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm not overly excited because now I know what's happening. I know what's happening now. And am I a little excited? A little, but not like I was the other day when I had to come on here and like, I'm way too excited, right? Hey, but look at all these things have fallen into place over the last week not for me, for us, man. I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that AA is around for my children, for my grandchildren. And I told Dr. Kelly that. And yes, I got permission to call her Dr. Kelly. I'm like, I'm going to screw up your name every time, Weissenbach. I needed permission to call her Kelly because it made it personal. She called me sir. I'm like, no, Dion. No, I don't like sir. I know that you're being nice. I know you're just being respectful. I love it. All right. And then I sat there and talked with the coffee lady. She loves what we do. Switch information. And I told 4 different people while I was there what I do and gave them my phone number. And that includes Dr. Kelly. This is the joy. I'm going to get a phone call sooner or later. Okay. I even got to help her. She's going through some own stuff, and I was able to provide information. And I actually recommended she go to Al Anon and get herself some help for her. Because I said, living with a drug addict or alcoholic is going to make anybody neurotic. Anybody, including you. Right? And she agreed. She's like, yeah. I said, show me an alcoholic. I'll show you a person that needs therapy when we're done with them. She's like, yeah, see? And this is how it works. The joy of I'm creating, this is what the multipath is. See, I thought the multipath was you got to somewhere and there was either AA or these different places. No, it's all these ones up here that get to this landing place before we get to that. And I was told wrong, and I can tell you right now, the rest of the recovery community thinks it's that way also, which means it's incorrect. No, that is not what the government is saying. See, we took something, and I did it too, and I put the cart before the horse again until it was explained to Dion that he was wrong. And when Jose told me that I was wrong, I was like, thank God. I'm so glad I'm wrong on that because I was not going to support that. Multiple pathways to recovery. So he told me at one point there was 47. See how out of control. See the extreme that it went to immediately. Why? Because we're alcoholics and we don't know any better. Unless that is interrupted by someone with depth and weight, nothing will happen. Okay? So let's read some of the things that bring us joy. All right. And a lot of you know where I'm going. A lot of you already know what I'm probably going to read. I'm going to go to working with others. Yes, I am. I'm going to read the 12-step promises. This is what brings joy. Okay. So when you do it for you, it creates self-esteem. It creates, it gives you more courage because you've walked through some things. See, even Dr. Kelly said, hey, this person, they've been sober since March, and it's forced, by the way. And they're saying, well, can't you trust me now? And she's like, no. And I'm like, you are correct. You follow your intuition on that. And I described what time means to us. I'm like, to him, he probably seems like he is. You and I know better. Okay, so you stick to your guns. You're doing the right thing. Follow your intuition. You are not wrong. It used to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Now it's being of service. Yeah, absolutely. Now it's being of service and rock and roll. There's nothing wrong with rock and roll. But the rest, yeah, off the table now. Absolutely. I'd love to come up with like a little line for that for a bumper sticker or something. Anyway, no. So let's get to the 12-step promises. Because what happens is now that you're a recovered alcoholic, you understand that happiness is an inside job. Well, you cannot have joy without happiness. Happiness is the predecessor to joy. Don't ask me how I fucking know that. I don't know. Here it is. I'm just going to go ahead and start at the top because it's packed full of meaning. Practical experience. And what is experience? It is fact. Shows that nothing will so much ensure immunity from drinking as intensive work with alcoholics. It works when other activities fail. What does that mean? Just go straight to it. Don't fuck around with the other stuff. Well, I feel bad about me. I'm gonna go write a gratitude list. They don't make you feel better. It will, but it's only a band-aid. You got to get down to causes and conditions. And you're not going to be able to get down to causes and conditions until you go tell somebody, until You go talk to somebody else. Well, if you go help another alcoholic, you know what you're going to get? The answer. You're going to get your fucking answer. You will. It may not come in the form you want. You may not get the answer you were seeking, but you will get one. This is our 12th suggestion. Carry this message to other alcoholics. And here it is. If somebody ever says, why am I an alcoholic? This is the only answer I got. Because you can help when no one else can. That's why. Okay? If you need you need a why, that's a big deal. God chose you to help his children. Do you have children? Would you let anybody help them? Would you let a Skid Row fucking drunk like me watch them? Would you? Not while I was drinking, huh? So God doesn't allow us really to work with his children when we're like that. But when our intentions are right and we're doing God's will, he will supply it with you all day long. And that's where joy comes from. No, I need a W, like a win. Like a win. Okay. You can help when no one, you can secure their confidence when others fail. Remember, they're very ill. I was just listening to a young lady in the meeting, and she had to go to 3 different hospitals to get any fucking help for a detox. I'm so tired of hearing people going to detox saying, yeah, they handed me a piece of paper. That's all they do. I'm not kidding. No. The answer, those days are going to come 2025. Those days are fucking over. They're over because they are very ill. I can help when others, I can secure their confidence when others fail. Oh, okay, got it. I knew it was something. Can I get a Z? Here comes the joy. Here's the joy of life. Life will take on new meaning. See, we may have had purpose in life, and our purpose was being a drunk, but there wasn't any meaning to it. We weren't getting anything out of it. Well, we were, but it was all bad. None of it was good. Well, maybe there were some good things. People saw what we were doing and decided not to do it. Hey, CJ, give me an A. Give me another A. What are we? Alcoholics Anonymous. I'd be a horrible cheerleader. So life will take on new meaning. To watch people recover, okay, it gets better. Okay, when you have a sponsee that starts to sponsor, it gets even better. Because it's like being a grandpa. You get to sit back and watch. You get to enjoy the whole freaking thing. Not just when you got sober, you only got to enjoy like this part. When you were sponsoring, you only got to enjoy this part. But now that your sponsee is sponsoring, you get to enjoy the whole friggin' thing. It's all yours. Welcome to your gift being tenfold. It's more than that. We're being nice on tenfold. Depends on you and how you take it. And yes, it's okay to pat yourself on the back and say I was a part of that, but keep it between you and God. Just throw some humility in there. You bet. There's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. It's when it turns into pride. It's when there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. But the moment you go on Facebook and tell everybody, it is no longer that. Now it's bragging. So when you do something good, you got 2 choices. You can either do humility and accept it and be happy, or you can go brag about it. Those are our options. Okay. We don't get thanked for taking out the trash. It's not how this works. Trust me, you will get your thank yous. One day you will be working with a sponsee and they'll be like, you saved my fucking life. And they'll start crying and you'll cry. And it's a happy cry. And everybody will feel great. And you'll be all humble. You'll be like, I didn't do that. You did all the work. Yeah, but you were there for me and I was there. It's fucking awesome. To see them help others. Here's the biggest one. To watch loneliness vanish. I might fucking cry. Um, some people were getting ready to end their fucking life before they came here. Some of us were tried and we were unsuccessful. Okay, so and it's loneliness that leads to suicide. People don't fake being sick. We fake being well. We fake being happy. You're really two happy friends that have nothing to really be happy about. You watch them, and when they're way too happy, go sit them down. Hey, is something going on? You can't be happy all the fucking time. Come on. No, I'm always like that. No, I'm sorry, but Robin Williams said the same thing, and look what fucking happened. We lost a great man. We lost a great man. That guy, he died with over 40 years of sobriety. Yeah. Yeah. Mork and Mindy days. Oh, yeah. You're drunk, alcoholic, and cocaine. All right. Okay. To watch loneliness vanish is the coolest fucking thing in the world. Now, why is that? Why is it so neat for us? Because it happened to us. We know what it's like to be lonely. We know how much it fucking sucks. We know it. And that's what's great about AA. I can walk in and say, I'm lonely, and I am not questioned. That is the most comforting thing to me. I got so tired of describing my loneliness. I'm like, you don't understand. You've never been lonely. Not like that. Well, fuck, I guess I am different, aren't I? See? So when I got here and I thought that I was telling the truth, and it was bullshit. It was bullshit. It wasn't really bullshit. I didn't know. We were naive, but we call it bullshit here because we got to call it something. Okay. All right. To see a fellowship grow about you. See, your host of friends comes from sponsoring and being sponsored. Yeah, because what happens is you have a little group. See? Amber goes to a sponsee meeting like once a month or something like that, don't you? You tell people what you do. And I'm kind of sort of doing it too. Half the time my sponsees are here. They're in the meetings. We go to meetings together. We see each other. We do these. We do things together. Okay. I'm not going to chase you. No, it's your recovery. I'm not going to fucking chase you. I don't have time. I don't want to, nor do I have the gumption. Okay. But I will make you accountable, right? Yes, I will do everything I can to make you accountable because I know that is how I stayed sober. See a fellowship, to have a host of friends. This is an experience you must not miss. We know you will not want to miss it. When I got here, I didn't have enough people to carry my casket. I didn't have 6 people that was willing. Give me a sec. That's a great question, CJ. Let me put it on my mind a second. That threw me off, and that's not your fault. I'm easily distracted right now. Yeah. Oh, yes. The experience you must not miss, and a fellowship growing up about you. No, I was just going to actually end up repeating myself. Maybe it'll come back. All right. We know you will not want to miss it. And here it is, frequent contact with newcomers. Why is the newcomer the most important person in the room? Hi, Gary. Good to see you, brother. Why are they? Do you think it's because they're the closest to drinking? Is that what we think? Because it's not. It doesn't matter how much time you have. We are all an arm length away from the next drink. No. Why is the newcomer the most important person in the room? Because it reminds you it ain't working out there. That's why. I know it sounds mean, but it's true. Newcomers remind me it ain't working. And I need that. My brain needs to be reminded. You bet. That's why you got to be on the front lines to remind your brain. What does it say in the big book? It says, and there it is too. Yeah. I'm not saying we don't help, but that's the real reason. Your primary purpose is to stay sober and help others to recover from alcoholism. Absolutely. Now, I'm talking, and here we are. Here we are. So that because we've got some people here now. The thing is, did I say hi, Patricia? Did I say hi to Patricia? If not, hi, Patricia. I love you. I love you. Um, you might have a different experience. Okay. And Amber's used to this. If you have a different experience, please do this. We all need to hear it. I'm not gonna get all butthurt. Well, I might, but that's my fucking problem. Okay? It's my problem. Okay. And with each other is the bright spot of our lives. Okay. So I have found for me, for me, that the best joy in life is giving away everything that has been given to me. Everything. Just like I did in the third step. See, I should be used to that now. That's right. You can't do 12th step if there's no newcomers. So they are the most important because I'm selfish and need. Yes, that is exactly correct, Amber. That is exactly correct. Yeah. Yeah. How am I going to stay sober without any newcomers, man? It won't work. Yeah. And you were so right on that. Thanks for expounding on it. I appreciate that. I love it. I love it. Right. But the joy, the real joy is watching those sponsees get sponsors, watching other people get things in the program. Okay. Now, remember, and yes, they are a mirror. You're correct, CJ. Yeah, all these answers are correct. See, in AA, there's not really any wrong answer. The only wrong answer is, I've got this. That's the only wrong answer. All the reminders, remember, it sucks. It won't keep my ass sober. Yes, I need it in my face, don't I? I do. I need it in my face. Yeah. See, Amber, should I just go ahead and give you the link and you can take this over because you're doing better than me on this one? My alcoholic brain will say, you can do it better than them. Yes, it will. And I'm going to tell you, there's no amount of time that takes that away. It's not gone for me. I just have these cool tools that allow me to avoid that pitfall. You know, that's why I love newcomers meetings. You bet. I need to find sponsees. See, part of the work for me is searching for sponsees, and sometimes I have to go out of my way or do something else to find that sponsee, and that's a good thing, right? And you're typing up a sales. Look at you. Look at you. Dude, that Miss Multitasker today. She's on fire. What is it? I think Virgos are just on fire for the rest of the year. I think the rest of this year just belongs to Virgos. So it is time for the Virgo verse. Welcome to the Virgo verse. Why am I thinking of Pitch Black? Oh, I want to watch this again. Chronicles of Riddick. Great shows. Great shows. Love them. Pitch Black was the best, though. I love that one. Okay. Now, beyond that, you're going to find joy in everything. When you get to a certain spot, you're going to find joy in everything. And when you're a joyous person, what you do is you go around, you make other people's day better just because you're fucking there. I just like telling people I take the cotton out of their ears and put it in their mouth. It's a fun one, isn't it? It's a fun one. That one is. Mine's to lead the horse to water, can't make him drink, but shove his head in there and make him drink. But people aren't understanding what I say anymore. So, what is with AA and astrology? This is also my after meeting. This is what I think it is. We find this higher power, and for a lot of people, it's the universe, it's the stars. So they start to get into astrology and things like that. And I think that's an educated guess. I was supposed to answer a question, was I not? Okay, and we're all going to do this because I don't quite know the answer. What is the difference between pity and loneliness? I'm going to ask Google to try and get us somewhere on that. I think it's a great question. It might be the same thing. I don't know. What's the difference between pity and loneliness? And AI will do its thing. Yeah, the power of the universe. Absolutely. It says here, uh, pity is a feeling. Oh, pity's for someone else. Loneliness is for you. That's the only difference. Pity is feeling sad for someone else, while loneliness is a feeling of isolation that can be caused by a variety of life events. That's not what we're really asking here, though. I don't think that's what you're asking. This is what we're asking. What's the difference between self-pity and loneliness? Am I right? Yeah, I think that's self-pity is a state of being where you feel sorry for yourself and are preoccupied with your troubles. While loneliness is a feeling of isolation that can negatively impact your mental health. So kind of the same, but one is situational, the other one's just, but it's going to give us two things here. So let's read them. And then I'm going to start to wrap up because I drink a lot of coffee. Self-pity, a state of being where you feel sorry for yourself and are preoccupied with your troubles. Self-pity can include feelings like a victim. Okay. So like let's say somebody did something to you, right? And you're feeling that. Why do bad things always happen to me? And feeling hopeless. Self-pity can be a natural reaction for stressful times, but it can also be a secondary symptom of depression. So now we're definitely working with something different because depression is different. So what they're saying is self-pity might be a lot of self-pity might be a symptom of depression. Now, let's cover that real quick. Okay. Depression. Every alcoholic that walks through the door is depressed. I'm going to tell you why. You don't have a choice. You've been putting a depressant in your body for years. For years. A depressant. You're depressed. Do you know what depressants cause? Depression. Okay. So that's number one. Now, then there's all these situational things that might bring depression, shame, hate, stigma, all these things. Low self-esteem is going to lead to self-pity and depression. Okay. Here's the key. This is my experience. Okay. Because it might happen a little different for everybody else. What I did is I did the steps. Okay. And after 6 months, I was still depressed. So then I went to my primary care physician. Then I got into therapy. Okay. But you got to get past that 6-month mark. Because if you look at alcoholism and mental illness were combined for so long because we couldn't see the difference. Okay. That's why the detox also needs to have it needs to have a crisis center next to it always. Because most people in distress are in crisis. And people like myself, we are not equipped to do that. We're not. Can you do de-escalation? I'm not. So we better have that in there, right? Okay. So 6 months is kind of the key. Because what does alcoholism look like? Well, it looks like ADHD. It looks like narcissism. It looks like depression. It looks like PTSD. See all these things? It looks like all those things, but it's not. Right? Yeah, see, for Patricia, her depression left after her first step. And that happens for a lot of people. Yeah, that 5th step is usually the key, okay? Because you're getting down to causes and conditions and you're confronting these things. And that is what we call cognitive behavioral therapy, which is exactly what your therapist will do for depression. The only difference between a therapist and AA is God in this situation only, okay? Because I think anybody, well, that's what I think, right? That everybody should have a therapist, but what do I know, right? Now, loneliness, a feeling of isolation. Nobody else is like me. If you had my problems, you would drink too, right? Now, let's say we had National Dion Day, right? Put yourself in this situation at Mile High Stadium. Fill up the stadium, okay? If I'm in self-pity, that might get me out of it. If I'm lonely, no. Nope, it will not. Because they're going to go up there and say, oh, Dion's this and Dion's that. And I know it's not right. I know it's not right. It's fake. These are fake compliments. That is not who Dion is. Even your perception of me and my perception of me are entirely different. You might think I know my shit. I don't think I know anything. Just like you. I don't think I do. Okay. A feeling of isolation that can negatively impact your mental health. Loneliness can increase stress and it is associated with an increased risk of certain mental health problems. Oh, okay. Absolutely, CJ. Always bring me these questions. I may not know the answer. This one I didn't know the answer. We had to go look. We had to go look. But I can show you how to look, okay? Because there's a saying, you can feed them. Why do people limit themselves? You can feed them, either you can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or you can teach him to fish and he can eat for life. How about I give him the fish so he can eat while I'm teaching him how to fish? Why can I not do both? I can feed him now and show him how I got that. See? This is what we do in AA. All right. Self-pity can make it hard to see past your own troubles and be present in the moment. Self-compassion, yeah. Self-compassion is a way to acknowledge your feelings while still being the bigger picture. Let's talk about that a little bit. Okay. The one line that I hate it, is true, blah, blah, blah. Feelings are not facts. There's not. I wish they were. Okay. So if feelings are not facts, what are they? They are valid. They are valid. Absolutely, you can, Patricia. If you are looking for therapy and you are in Colorado, I would highly recommend Overcomers Counseling. I would highly recommend it. And there's not many people that I highly recommend. I might say, yeah, that might work for you. But yeah. Yeah, self-compassion is going to be the way to get out of that. So feelings are valid, but they're not fact. Okay. So what does that mean? How am I going to take these? Because they're going to go doing. Well, there we are. A little bit of self-compassion. It's harder than you think. Like, I'm nicer to you than I am me. Not as much anymore. I'm a lot nicer to myself. I'm a lot nicer. But in the beginning, if you spoke to me the way I spoke to you, yeah. If you spoke to me the way I speak to myself, right? So it's hard. You're going to have to learn how to love yourself first. That was a big one for me. Even now, I think back, I'm like, Dion, you really don't deserve any of this shit. You know? And then there's another part of me, I'm like, bullshit, I don't. I worked my butt off for this. Do for you before you do for others. Does that make sense? But use the right tool. Okay? Don't call yourself names. These are suggestions that I do. Do not call yourself names. If you do, you apologize to yourself immediately. Immediately. That's not cool. That's a 10th step right there. Okay. Others. You are the other. Yeah, work. Think. All right. We always got to take that extra step.
Better late than never.
Yeah, 44 minutes late, and I'm ending. I'm ending right now. So
I just thought I'd pop in and say hi. I'm alive.
hello, he's alive.
Just working on getting some things accomplished. I got 2 storage units I'm going to put into one, but I got to move them from Denver, Aurora to Windsor. So
yeah. Oh, Well, thanks for that update. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I
I
appreciate
pooped
it.
real good today too. Just so you know. Oh no, I haven't. Never mind.
We got here. We probably got laughing. Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Probably won't be live again today, but well, that's who fucking knows what I'm gonna do.
And
So I'm willing. I'm actually willing to talk more. So why don't you cover me for 2 minutes and I can go pee? How about that?
okay. Hey,
I'll be back.
have you heard from Mary though? Anybody hear from Mary? She was supposed to be released out of Denver Cares yesterday, and haven't heard anything. She wasn't at the Nooner meeting, so I was concerned. So how are you guys doing? I don't even know what we talked about or what he talked about. I can only see, I can see Patricia was here, CJ, and of course the Amber Rose.
Much better. All right.
I just wondering because she was like supposed to move yesterday and haven't heard anything about that. Just wanted to make sure she was okay.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll hear she's probably doing stuff.
Maybe have one of the
So
ladies maybe call her.
I don't have her phone number. Oh, I guess it's
It
a
would be on. It
WhatsApp,
would
right?
be. Yeah, we do.
I would probably feel more comfortable if a female called her. I don't
That's
know
what
her
I
well
said.
enough. Oh, okay. But I didn't
I
hear her
said
say it was
maybe
just
have one of the ladies call her.
okay. Yeah, because I know we asked on WhatsApp, but I mean, you can
Yeah,
get
it
caught
is.
up pretty quick on the chat in there. So,
If either one of you ladies have a minute, can you dial her phone number and maybe just say, we're just checking up. We hadn't heard from you. Want to make sure you're okay, kind of thing. Because that's what family does.
yeah, and I'm just always kind of leery talking about other people on here.
Just voicing your concern, just making sure she's okay.
Mm-hmm. But what you do is what you do.
I'm just saying, I understand I get what you're saying, but it's like, she's in her.
Everybody here knows her, so that's different. Absolutely. CJ said yes. So
Thank you, CJ.
Good job.
Just tell her it's like we're just want to make sure she's okay. Not trying to intrude.
Look at that. Now you're the host. They're saying bye to you instead of me.
No, but I'm on your. I ride your coattails, bro.
The way I see it is, it's more like a sidecar.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but we won't call it bitch seat, But
that'd be the back, and I told you I don't do nothing but.
It never sits well with me. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, just like I'm riding the coattails of other people. You bet.
I'm just trying to be supportive as best I can.
And I appreciate it. The last 4 years, it hasn't been until like these last 6 months that people have really been coming out saying, yeah, this is what we need to do. But that was in God's time. And, and now there's a lot of people and we're going to make a difference. I'm really looking forward to it, because I don't know if you weren't here earlier, but one of the things that we're going to do, Adams County, and I'm making them pay for it all. What we're going to do with the detox is we want to hear from the public. We want to hear from people that have been through detox and their opinion, what was good, what was bad. So we're going to put out a flyer and was going to say, we need your help for the detox. It's going to have a QR code on it. And I'm going to take it to all the AA, including central office, and I'm going to flyer everybody so we can get our information. But before that, we need to have a town meeting so we can figure out what the questions are, how
Right.
it needs to be set up. But it's one
We
of the
don't,
things
and they don't even need to say which detox they were. What did you find positive about your
yeah,
scenario? What did
and
you
it
find
doesn't
negative?
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it was in Colorado or not. We're
It
just
doesn't
looking
matter.
for information.
Right.
Yeah, and that way
So
everyone is included. We can put it online, and even my people out of the country can help us. You know, she says it went to
thank you,
voicemail.
CJ.
Yeah, she might have it turned on. Who knows? It might even be. Yeah,
Oh, cool. Right on.
yeah. If it went straight to voicemail, usually that means the phone is off. If it goes like that, so a little telephony knowledge. If you get a little bit of a ring, you were set. You were declined. Um, yeah. So I mean, it's just neat that now we all get to be involved, and even people get to say so. I had some other suggestions for. I'm like, reach out to Kalamazoo, Michigan. They're the best. They're doing all. So she
So
took these suggestions and took me very seriously.
was
She
it
even gave me her personal cell phone number in
they
case I
talking
was
about a
yeah.
floor? Or are they talking about a wing or what?
Oh, the hospital?
Yeah.
We're not sure yet, but we're looking at taking the whole hospital because it's going to be just more than detox and treatment. It'll also probably have IOP, crisis center, a food bank, clothing. These are all things I brought up to her that they should have there.
They
It's
might
all
have
about
you
really
might be able to do
meeting people where they're at, finding their needs, and then using our resources.
might be able to use some of those rooms for residents. Okay, I didn't say that.
Shh.
I
I'm
just
kidding.
rewound it and
I
it was
didn't
never
think of
good.
that yet. I just don't want somebody else to. I'm going to let everybody know. There's some things I keep quiet because I have a fear that other people will come along and try. Well, I found out today none of them are even trying. And so that tells me something. It tells me that we're doing the right thing because they can't do that. So
I was it.
it
Where
was
was
nice to find that
St.
out.
Anthony's North? The old St. Anthony's North?
Yep. As soon as I brought it up, she like lit up. She's like, that's exactly what we are thinking. So there's a list of things that needs to be required to have. And it has to be done by January. Or they ain't getting their money. Okay.
Okay.
So we got 2 months. Well, we're talking the government. That means the decision needs to be made like in the next 2 weeks. So I think we're going to get it. And if we do, I just,
No. You don't need to go from there. We'll just take it one day at a time,
that's it. Yeah.
type of deal. But
It'll
it's
be a
like,
slow build. It's the government. It's the government. It's going to be slow.
so when I was about 4 months sober, I got a sinus infection,
Okay.
a severe one. In fact, I have no idea. I got from where I was staying up 104th and Huron area down to Puttin sober. And one of the drunks in there was a nurse. I was in La La Land evidently, but anyway, the next thing I know is I'm in St. Anthony North's emergency room,
Okay.
and the next thing I know is it's the next morning, and I got this guy staring down at me, and he looks at me and says, "You haven't fucking learned how to take care of yourself, have you?" That's exactly what he said, and he was a doctor.
Yeah.
And I go, "What do you? Who are you? Where am I?" Blah 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 type
Yeah.
stuff.
Where the hell am I?
Well, my sinuses were so bad, dude. They were in fear that it was going to bust the membrane and go into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And he says,
Wow.
I'm going to put you on a experimental drug that we have, IV.
Okay.
He said, and if your white blood cell count doesn't come down, he said, he looks at me and he looks at me, he says, I'm going to cut your face off and clean it out manually. I looked up at him and I said, who the fuck are you, dude?
He's
And
like,
he
I'm
just
a
kind of
fucking
chuckles. About that time, my nurse friend comes walking in. She goes, "Oh, he's 23 years sober." So
yeah, exactly.
he was just
I kind
one
of
drunk
figured.
talking to another drunk.
Yeah, but I didn't want to blow your ending. But you gave me an idea. If we're going to be in a hospital setting, then we can have a doctor there, so that if people need their meds, coming down for meds. Well, here's part of the problem. Let's say I'm bipolar, but I don't have my meds with me. I can't send you to treatment. I
Well,
also
you don't
can't let
need
you go home and get your meds. I can't let your friend drop off your meds. It has to be prescribed. So if we have a doctor who
doctor on
volunteers,
retrainer
right?
and either a pharmacist technician or something to administrate or to dole out
Yeah,
the
and then they
prescribed
can work directly
medications.
with the Q map, and these people don't need to go anywhere. And then we don't need to bug the hospitals. We have what we need there. We got the room for it. Why not? You know?
Yeah, but you want to take a look at the liability insurance and all that. So
Well, the thing is, we come up with the ideas. It's Adams County's job and Aurora
to
to do
figure
it.
out how to make
That's
it
their
work.
job. Yeah. And then they can come back and say, yeah, if we did that, we'd have to do this, this, and this. So they'll say, like, let's pin it, because they're not going to turn down that idea. It's a good idea. Um, I really
Yeah,
like,
well, what happens? What happens if somebody goes into um spasms, epilepsy, have an epileptic fit because they're detoxing, blah blah blah. You need somebody with, I would think, with some medical education behind them.
usually if it's that situation, they keep them in the emergency room. You
I
won't be on the
understand,
floor.
but
But
I got
if
a
we're in
buddy
a
that
hospital, we can have a place for that. We can even have, okay, this is the area where people want to get sober, and this is the area where people are being assholes and don't want it yet. We can do that too.
well, I
Uh,
think that segregation would be the right thing, and it's like we can give them rewards. You get this room if you do these things, blah blah blah.
yeah. I want to do a little brag on CJ. We were talking about different ideas for the detox and stuff, and I said one of my people came up with a great idea, and it was a greeter for the detox. And it could be somebody in the program. I mean, talk about a great 12 step job or a great service position. She loved the idea, CJ. I just wanted to let you know that. She loved the idea.
How does
So great
so if we're
suggestion.
gonna do that, I mean, is this somebody that's gonna like handhold them through while they're being processed, so they feel
I,
like they have an
I
advocate?
would presume so. Hey, you're coming in for your knee. It's just I would probably say it's more of meeting a happy face. Okay, what do you need? Okay, it's more like the information desk,
Yeah, you
except
just got to watch out for HIPAA shit getting in the way.
absolutely, but that's not our problem. That's Adams County and Aurora Mental Health. We'll
Well,
let them do
yeah,
that. I know, because I hear you. I hear you. We got to watch. Even me, I think I still kind of push the envelope a little bit on that. So
well, I like that idea, CJ. That's an excellent idea.
yeah,
It's like you meet them when they get out of the taxi or the car or whatever it is, and greet them, say hi,
bring
how
them
you
a
doing?
wheelchair. Hey, do you need some water? You thirsty?
Yeah.
You need some water? Okay, supply them with basic need. You hungry? I can get you a bag of chips or something.
It also
And treat them
it
like a
also gives
fucking human being.
it gives us a way to triage their mental state at that time
Yeah.
too. Are they going to be aggressive? Are they going to be blah blah blah?
And maybe that person, maybe you have two people there. One's more clinical, and they decide where you're going to go depending on how you're acting out here.
Yeah, you're
And
going to
maybe
go right or left.
line of defense. That is literally going to be working the front lines. How fun! I love detox. I feel like you like working detox. I'm like, I love it. It stinks, but I love working detox because you get to help so many fucking people, man. So yeah, see, all these suggestions matter. It's good stuff, man.
It is. It's exciting.
It is. It is. And now that we have a time frame, um, and Dr. Kelly actually called the other person on me. Her name's Kelly also. I'm meeting with Aurora Mental Health in the middle of November. We're going to do a Zoom. And she called her and said, we are now working together. and pretty much said, you got to get along with him. So I did ask for money. I said, if I'm going to do this, you guys kind of need to pay me. She didn't say anything, but it was one of those looks like I can't say anything yet. But the thing is, like, when I go do these flyers, I mean, they're going to have to pay me, but I'm already a vendor for them. So I'm going to make a little bit of money off running the flyers. So it's like, you guys know, I'm making a little bit of money and things like that, so that, you know, I'm actually getting something out of it and stuff. So, because I know people wonder, you know, and they give a fuck whether or not I'm making money, and that's just nice. It just feels nice that people think of me that way. So, right.
Cool.
Right. Hour and 1 minute. I think that's good. And yeah. Yeah, my wife didn't believe me either when I said I was taking the week off. So she didn't believe me either. I don't.
She would also
I'm gonna
she would
do my
also
best.
know you.
It's just exciting, but there's not really much to do now. There's not. Well, that's not true. A whole bunch of stuff, but yeah, it may be a few days, but I do need a little break from it so that my
Yeah, and
brain.
you got to recharge your batteries, dude. You run the well dry, you're not going to get any water out of it.
Right. You can't transmit something you don't have.
Right.
And if you wear yourself out, then you're not going to be very helpful. So, yeah.
Right on, dude.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you.
Peace.
Peace out.
Love yous.